What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris. I'm going to be bringing you another game from the defense. This is from the upper bracket, the playoff round, I guess. I think that's what the site calls it. So the playoff round, upper bracket. This is going to be between Darer and Complexity, two fantastic teams. And unfortunately for Darer, Goblin fucked up his R in Razor, so it's only Azer, which is their sponsor and is also one of the sponsors for the defense. So Razor doing their share for esports. Razor actually does a lot for esports. They like sponsor individual players. They sponsor entire teams. They have like this idea of like cult of Razor, where they just like deck gamers out, and they just put a lot of money and marketing towards that. And that's why I love Razor. I have like what, I think 3 Razor products. So they're good. They're good, and they do a lot for esports. So I support them. But anyway, the bans coming out from Darer Complexity is going to be Darkseer, Enchantress, and Enigma coming out from Darer, whereas Complexity is banning out Nature's Prophet and Lycan, so a whole slew of junglers being eliminated from this match. I don't think there's that many junglers left, honestly. There's still Chen in the pool, which we might see, unless Complexity decides to put the hammer on Chen. But anyway, I've been doing a couple of games recently. I'm sure if you've been following me, which I don't know how many people are, but there's a couple of games that are me casting games from the defense that are meant for League of Legends players. I'm going to be doing a couple more of those, maybe bring someone onto the cast with me, someone who is a League veteran, so get another perspective on that. But I'm not going to completely forego doing these regular commentaries. I'm also going to try to do a little bit more of the FP VODs, which I've kind of been dropping the ball on, but just the setup I have now is kind of harder to do because I'm using like a different monitor, a different keyboard for when I'm actually casting games. It gets me like into a little bit of a quieter part of where I'm living, and people yelling and stuff like that. So I'm not using my regular gaming gear. It's a lot more trouble to lug things back and forth. But anyway, the ban is going to be Chen, so pretty much all the big junglers being eliminated from the pool. Darer is going to pick up the Broodmother, which is going to give them a lot of pushing power, and more importantly, split pushing power right off the bat. The thing is with Broodmother, however, is that she's a fantastic pick, don't get me wrong, but as a first pick, she's not the best. And I say that because Broodmother is someone you could easily counter. You could stick a Sand King with a Broodmother, and Broodmother just gets completely screwed over for the first couple of levels. Or you could do what Complexity is doing. I'm sure they're going to stick that Tidehunter with the Broodmother, and then the Anchor Smash, the Kraken Shell is going to reduce a lot of the Spiderling harassment. And Tidehunter is one of the heroes who is able to hold his own with the Broodmother. If Broodmother pops out to harass Tidehunter, Tidehunter just turns around, smacks him with the Anchor a couple times, uses Anchor Smash to clear off the Spiderlings, and just a whole bunch of gold. So that's why I don't think Broodmother is the best first pick. But if the Broodmother gets the proper support, she could be able to work through that. And the countering of Broodmother is usually only for a couple of levels. Once Brood hits the Soul Ring, and once she hits like level 7 or level 5, then she tends to have a little bit of a better time. They're going to be picking up the Tinker as well, so they're going to have a lot of pushing abilities, and the Sand King, so eliminating that hard counter for Broodmother. But the pushing coming out from Darer is pretty substantial. They could have a lot of global pushing going on with Broodmother just chilling in her lane, doing the Broodmother thing, and Tinker teleporting all over the place, using March in the Machines, getting gold, clearing creeps. And with that continuous pressure on pretty much all the lanes, Complexity is going to be hard-pressed to defend those. Even if they pick up a huge counter-push lineup, someone like Venomancer or just Lina, just random AoE creep-clearing heroes, they're still going to have those heroes in the lanes at all time, and it's going to be harder for them to look for ganks. It's going to be harder for them to go for Roshan or defend Roshan, and it's also going to be harder for them to keep those heroes with the main push. If Darer decides to like push out 2 side lanes and then have 3 heroes pushing a mid lane, it's going to be difficult for Complexity to defend just because Darer has so much split pushing ability. But Complexity, they don't have a weak lineup by any means. I'm talking up Darer's lineup so much, but Complexity, already with that Leshrac and Tidehunter, now pick up Invoker, saving that for the 3rd pick, so you don't see Invoker in this middle square that often. You usually see him right where the Tidehunter is. But Invoker is going to be able to give Complexity a lot of control in the early mid-game, and even a little bit late game. Invoker is one of those spread over the entire game effectiveness kind of deals, and that's why you see him picked and banned all the time. But the AoE from Complexity, the team fights, is pretty vicious. It's going to be a lot of damage coming out from the Invoker if he's going to go for the Exort build, which I assume he's going to do. You have the Stun Splitter from Leshrac to set it up. You have Gush to help you kind of aim it. And then, Sunstrike, Meteors, it's all fantastic stuff. And Meteor will do pretty good against the Broodlings. Chaos Knight and the Bane Elemental being banned out by Darer and Complexity, respectively. Bane Elemental is mostly because Darer kind of favors that Bane Elemental for their support. I'm not on the fence about Bane Elemental. I still feel like if you're going to pick a support, you should pick up Crystal Maiden, Venomancer, or a Shadow Demon. And speaking of Shadow Demon, he gets banned out as well. But Bane Elemental gives you a lot of nuking power, and that's like pure damage, 300 pure damage, Brain Sap, and so Bane Elemental can be highly survivable, and his Nightmare in a pinch can also be used kind of like a defensive disruption. You could put your own guy to sleep, hopefully get some heat off of them. But the Night Stalker and Chaos Knight kind of similar bans in the sense that they're very heavy on the utility and ganking, and Venomancer is going to be the pickup for Darer. So Darer looks like they're going to orient themselves towards a very heavy pushing lineup. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Syllabear being picked up by them. Might do well for them combined with the Broodmother, the Venomancer, and the Tinker. To be able to demolish towers in extremely short order. Complexity going for a more team fight, early mid-game power lineup. Going to be trying to get. They should probably get a little bit more anti-pushing abilities, but Venomancer already picked up from Darer, so Venomancer is one of the best heroes for that counter-pushing. Complexity is going to have to pull something else out. We're going to see what they're going to do. But the Venomancer does a pretty good job with supporting the SK. You could run an SK Venomancer lane, and that's pretty deadly. But the thing is, usually when you do that, there's a solo lane top, which is most likely going to be the Broodmother for Darer. Solo lane mid, which is most likely going to be the Tinker, and then you usually have a jungle hero. But all the jungle heroes are, they're gone, so they can't really do that. They might have to run a tri-lane bottom, pick up someone like a Morphling. That would not be that bad. And there's the counter push. Earthshaker coming out from Complexity, and Rubik, the instant response from Darer. So it might be a, is it going to be a Rubik, Sand King, Venomancer, tri-lane? Yeah, I guess so. If Sand King or Rubik could take the farm, and yeah, that's a pretty deadly tri-lane. You got a slow, you got a disable, I guess, from Levitate. Pretty good burst damage coming out from all three of those heroes, so yeah, that could actually work. Complexity going to be picking up that Earthshaker, going to be giving them even more teamfight ability. Let's see if they're going to just cap off with another big teamfight hero, or go for a late game right clicker. Queen of Pain might be someone that would benefit them quite a bit. No, they're actually going to go for the Morphling, so they are going to go for that carry 4-1 kind of thing. Probably Invoker towards the mid lane, Tidehunter to solo up the Broodmother, and a tri-lane on Complexity. Or some roaming Earthshaker. It's something you would see from time to time, but we're going to have to see. Maybe a Morphling will go in the middle and Invoker will go on the bottom with Earthshaker or something like that. But it is kind of useless to speculate. But anyway, Complexity will have the late game advantage in that Morphling. Morphling is such a powerhouse late game, and although Darer do have the Broodmother, Tinker, and to a lesser extent Rubik, it's hard to compete with the Morphling, especially when he gets supported with those giant team spells. You got the Ravage, you got the Echo Slam, you got whatever the Invoker decides to drop onto Darer. That's not to say that Darer is weak in the team fights. They have Epicenter, they have Poison Nova, and they have quite a bit of magical damage as well, but I feel like Complexity's team fight is a lot more suited for locking people down because their team fight actually stuns them, whereas Darer's team fight is mostly about the damage, Epicenter, and Poison Nova, just damaging spells, not really crowd controlling spells, as much as the Echo Slam and the Ravage. Let's see who's going to be playing what. TC going to be playing the Morphling, going somewhere, it doesn't even matter right now, let's get to that later. Fluff and Stuff playing the Earthshaker, Hannah Montana playing the Shark Face, because he literally has a shark on his face, Tidehunter. Jo going to be playing the Invoker. He's got that Thalmor look going, and I can't wait to see Darer kill this Thalmor, son of a bitch. I hate the Thalmor, they're so annoying. IX Mike going to be playing Leshrac, and that's going to be the Complexity side. On the Darer team, G going to be God the Almighty playing the Tinker. Mag going to be going top as the Broodmother, and looks like, well, everyone's going towards the bot lane, so there's no indication of who's going to be going to the top lane. Goblin going to be playing the Sand King, Funnick, Feed on the Sand... No, wait, Goblin on the Venomancer, sorry, Feed on the Sand King, Funnick. And Artstyle going to be playing that Rubik, and right off the bat we see them clashing in the jungle just a little bit. Looks like neither team really wants to engage, and it's going to be iffy if they do engage, so probably just safer to play it a little bit safer. Well, safer to play a little bit safer? No shit. They just want to play it safe, especially complexity with that Morphling. You could gamble and try to get Morphling a kill, but if Morphling dies, then that's not where you want to start off with. Look like Hannah Montana on Tidehunter is going to be going up towards Mag, and he's going to pick up a double damage rune, so he's going to be in a little bit of a better position. I don't think anything is going to happen on the top lane. If anything is going to happen, it's going to be happening right here. Earthshaker, Leshrac, Morphling, pretty solid tri-lane versus the Venomancer SK Rubik tri-lane. So it's going to be an all-out slugfest, I predict, as we see an immediate counter ward, so that ward is getting completely denied. And right off the bat, we see a little bit of right-clicking harassment going down. Artstyle looks like he's going to be the one taking the farm. TC, obviously, as the Morphling, going to be taking the farm for complexity. There's just wards going all over the place. Do they have a counter ward? They don't. So that camp is going to be pulled, which is going to be a pretty big advantage for the complexity tri-lane. Not having that pull is a pretty big deal, because that means the creeps will extend towards this area, and that means that complexity is going to be, on the whole, a lot safer. But Dare, once they hit level 2, they're going to be looking for blood, because level 2 will give them that levitate, which will be able to put something, most likely the Earthshaker or Leshrac, out of position. The Morphling, it's a little bit hard to go on the Morphling because obviously he has that waveform, and then at level 2 he will also have that strength morph. So, well, now Rubik with that levitate, Dara can look to be extremely aggressive. We're just going to have to wait to see when they actually are going to do that. A simple Gale could set up a very easy kill, especially when transitioning into a Burrow Strike. And right now we see kind of a weird tri-lane thing going on. Usually the two heroes are from the tri-lane are going to be in the jungle areas, but now they're just all chilling in the lane. Let's see what's happening in the mid lane. It's going to be Tinker, who's actually going for an aggressive build. He's not going to go for the gamble on the Boots of Travel build where you get Missile and Marching Machine. He's going to go for Laser and Missile, which signifies that either he wants early kills, which, I mean, like, everyone wants early kills, but he's aiming towards being used as an early killer and not as much as an early farmer or pusher. And he's also going to might even delay his Boots of Travel just a little bit, because you don't necessarily, well, even if you have Boots of Travel, it's great, but if you don't have March Machines, you kind of lose a little bit of that luster coming out from that item. Jo already with 2 points of Quas. He doesn't look like he's going to go for the Exort build. If he was going to go for the Exort build, he would have had Exort by now. As you see a Fisher going off onto Goblin. Is there going to be a chain stun from Ix Mike? Ix Mike does not land the Split Earth, I'm sorry. Complete whiff, but Funnick taking a lot of damage from those illusions. There's a little bit of harassment going off, a little bit mana being burnt, but that was all mana being burnt from complexity. So they're going to be a little bit weaker, but, you know, with Salve, Clarity, whatnot, they're all going to be just fine, ready to go for round 2, and I can't wait for that to happen. But is Jo? Yeah, Jo is going for a Wex build. It's a build you don't see all that much nowadays. It used to be the only build for Invoker. I think a large part of that was the nerf to the, I don't know if it was a nerf to EMP or Tornado, but you can no longer hit people with the EMP while they are being spun up by the Tornado, which was really, in my opinion, the demise of that build. You usually see the Exort, but with the Wex build, you do get that perma haste once you get the Wex on higher levels, especially if you get Drums and Yule Scepter or something like that. And you get a lot of control over Thighs. See another engagement going on onto Goblin. He's taking a lot of right-click damage from everyone, but a double Burrow Strike coming out from feed. Doesn't matter. Venomancer does go down, but in exchange, Leshrac is going to be taken down as well. Fluff and Stuff now getting right-clicked by feed. That is Funnick. Earthshaker is going to pop his magic wand. One more Fisher going to be able to take him out. Sand King does fall in Artstyle. Now on the run from TC. TC needs a little bit more mana. He is 15 mana short of this kill, and looks like Rubik is going to be able to escape. So 2 for 1 quick kills going off in favor of Complexity, getting the first blood and the second blood as well. I think that was the second blood. But they only ended up losing 1 hero, so I'm sure Complexity will be happy with that. The name of the game for the Complexity tri-lane is to get Morphling farm, which unfortunately for them isn't really working out. Morphling only, why didn't I click on Invoker? Morphling only 6 for 3, whereas the Rubik's 15 for 7. Burrow Strike going on to Morphling as well. Are they going to initiate on this? No, he's just going to waveform out. He's going to be just fine. Mag doing some weird shenaniganry with the Siege Creep. Don't know what's going on there. Let's see how this farm is going up. 21 for 7 versus 17 for 7. A little bit of advantage towards the Tidehunter, but you have to keep in mind that a little bit of that is going to be spiderlings that were crushed with the anchor. Rubik is going to be going for the null field, so a little bit more of a defensive build, not looking for kills. Usually you see, well actually I don't think there's a standard build for Rubik quite yet, but it's either Fade Bolt and Telekinesis, or Fade Bolt and Null Field, and Null Field will help them quite a bit in this tri-lane because there's a lot of magical damage coming out from the Complexity team. Another Fisher going off, just a little bit of harassment. And let's see who's winning this mid lane. Invoker's winning it by quite a bit. He does have his phase boots up, and with phase boots and 2 points of wax, he's going to be moving pretty quick. He's going to have rollerblades on, so that's going to give him a lot of mobility, and he's going to be able to get to the bot lane pretty quickly if something happens. Missed Gale and a fish stun going off onto Goblin, but a levitate on TC going to be forcing him back. But a Sentry Ward goes down, and they see the Sand King. Are they going to go onto him? Edict doing a little bit of damage. Ix Mike might be overextending just a little bit, however. He's taking a lot of right clicks from Artstyle, and Artstyle might be able to get this kill. No. Yes, he will actually, but a Fisher is even better. Goblin's going to be blocked in, as is Artstyle. TC just turn around and right click him. Burst Strike coming in from feed onto Fluff and Stuff. Fluff and Stuff is going to fall as well. One more hit. Use your stick charges. No? Oh man. Oh, but it looks like Invoker wants blood. This is the power of the phase boots with those points of Wex. He invoked a Tornado, but he instantly gets levitated. He's going to take a lot of tower damage. TC is here. He's going to go for feed. He's going to be able to take him down as well. Artstyle, one more right click from that Invoker with the phase boots is going to be able to do enough damage. Venomesh is going to come and try to make something happen, but he's not going to find anyone as see a Frog Courier. It's actually pretty cool. Going to give the Morphling his bottle, and Morphling's going to have to get out because he actually, I think he was stuck. Was he stuck? But anyway, God coming around with 3 levels of laser and 3 levels of missile. TC is in the woods. Lucky for him, this tree is gone sometime that happened. I didn't quite catch that. Is he gonna... No. No? Okay. Fair enough. Doesn't want to waste the mana. I feel like if the Venomancer was over here, then we could have actually got that very easily since TC was out of mana. Burst Strike now going onto him. Venomous Gale as well. Laser and Rockets can be able to seal the deal for the Tinker. Earthshaker tried to get a Fisher off to stall them up, which he kind of failed to do. Tornado going off onto Artstyle, not really going to be doing much, and Artstyle with that Rubik responds by taking that Tornado. It's not the best Tornado, but hell, it's the Tornado that got sent at him. I'm sure he would have rather liked to have gotten a Cold Snap, which is in Invoker's strongest spell right now. He has 3 on Wex. But anyway, the tri-lane from Darer doing a pretty good job. 29 for 7 on that Rubik. He does have his Arcane Boots, which is going to help the Sand King and Venomancer quite a bit. The Morphling only has a bottle. 12 for 5, 113. I mean, like, it's not the worst score, but it's definitely not the best. Artstyle getting fissured up as well, starting to get right-clicked by the Morphling. But Ix Mike is also taking a lot of damage. Goblin, no, Earthshaker actually denies him. Sand King is now on the run. Tornado is going to be dropping him down, literally. Goblin is now running away from the Morphling. He's going to get cold snaps by the Invoker, and Morphling just a couple more right clicks. No, the waveform is actually going to seal him the kill. So Complexity getting 3 kills for the price of none. That was because they had an Invoker here, and that did mean that G was going to get a little bit more time, going to get 900 gold. Might be going for a Soul Ring, might be going straight for Boots of Travel, but either way he got a little bit more free farm time. But I think the Invoker's presence there was more than worth it. He would have been extremely happy to take those kill participation gold points, whatever you want to call it, in exchange for losing a little bit of lane time. More importantly, this Morphling got 2 kills, and you know, if you're not farming well as Morphling, then well, you don't have to farm creeps. You could just farm their heroes and just kill them all. Let's see what Rubik got. Rubik got Waveform, which is a pretty good spell. Blink and damage, and 325 damage, which is a little bit more than the average spell. Mag now being set up upon Hannah Montana is going to initiate with a Ravage even. Earthshaker looking for a Fisher. Is he blocked off? He might be blocked off. No, he's going to sneak away just by a little bit. 70 HP on Mag. He's now on the run. Is there going to be a Gush? No. No. What? There was... I think Mag could have gotten Gush, but he's now on the run. Tornado actually going to miss. Mag able to dodge that. And the dust has worn off. Broodmother might have gotten out with her life. Lucky Spider there. In the meantime, Morphling waving around. Burrow Strike coming on to the Morphling, and there's a well, what the hell? Waveform coming out from the Rubik as well, trying to get the kill on Ix Mike. He's going to be able to get it, but in exchange, he's going to lose his life to the Morphling. I feel like my casting is kind of off today. I don't have... I'm going to drink some water 1 second. Ha. There we go. But anyway, Morphling being able to pick up that Rubik in exchange for Rubik picking off his Leshrac, that is going to favor complexity, because Rubik can get as many kills as he wants. He's not going to be nearly as effective as a Morphling late game who's getting a lot of kills. Morphling now picking up a Ring of Aquila. So he's slowly and steadily getting his farm, and he's going to have this is pretty much early game boots lined up. He could get phase boots or power treads or whatever he just chooses to do. But that's pretty much it for him, and he's going to get burrow struck and levitated. TC's going to be sent back. No, he's actually going to get dropped straight down. But he does have that waveform, and with that waveform, it is really hard to kill the Morphling, especially with 4 onto the... Oh, actually, Rubik doesn't give a fuck. Rubik's just going to Fade Bolt and then waveform in. And that's something that Morphling definitely did not see coming. Arstyle taking a lot of damage from the Edict, and Fisher and Invoker is going to be able to pick up the kill. Feed is now going to try to do something. Good Split Earth. Not Split Earth. Bad Split Earth. He didn't cast Split Earth. Good Sandstorm, trying to avoid any spells that were going to be thrown on him. But Morphling being insta-gived by the Rubik, he definitely didn't see that one coming. If he did, he would have done something about it. But there's so much burst coming out from that Rubik with a level 4 Fade Bolt, plus that waveform. And I kind of choked up there. I'm like, what is waveform? But that's Rubik. Rubik is casting a waveform? What the hell? That's something you don't see every day. But hell, that's what Rubik does. Now he is back on the bot lane. He does have a headdress, so he might be looking towards a mech for his team. Gonna be a little bit of a clash in the jungle as Feed is instantly gonna be taken down. No, he's actually getting taken down. Edict do with 2 heroes, gonna be able to do a lot of physical damage. And Sand King, oh, well, actually he does have a little more armor. I remember at some point he had like 0 armor, and it was completely awful. But Sand King, well, regardless, he got taken down. Sentry Ward got used for that, and 2 kills easily being picked up for that support Leshrac, who's now 247, getting a lot of assist gold. He's still not the richest Leshrac. Going to be going for a Bracer, I guess. Maybe a Drum on the Leshrac? But Drums is already pretty much done on the Invoker, so there's that. Stacking up Drums isn't the worst thing in the world. And now Mag going to be looking for the Tidehunter. He's going to start off with a little bit of right clicks. He knows he has a Tinker in support, and Tidehunter's brought down to half health. He should be fine. Yeah, he's just going to salve up and Mag. What you doing, Mag? Just walking by the tower. Don't mind the Broodmother. But he still wants this kill. He's going to drop down another web, but an instant teleportation and dust coming out from Hannah Montana. Ravage as well. Jo, not even needed as Hannah Montana with that Anchor Smash, going to be able to demolish the Broodmother. Broodmother getting a little bit over aggressive. G was not there to support. But now the Sand King has transitioned to the top lane as Artstyle is getting be taken down on the bottom lane. Leshrac with that Edict going to be doing a ton of damage and going to be taking him down as well. But Hannah Montana, in the meantime, getting epicentered, and with that aggressive Tinker build, going to be able to take down that Tidehunter. If he went for the March of Machines build, that Tidehunter would be alive, or most likely alive. I think he would have been alive. That's a lot of pure damage that would not have been there. So Tidehunter going to be taken down, but Venomancer and Rubik going to be taken down on the Dara side. The trades that are happening are not favoring Dara in the slightest. Complexity is giving Morphling a lot of involvement in these kills. Now as the power treads up, going to be looking towards a bigger item. Artstyle going to be teleporting to the bot lane, going to be able to steal Replicate. That's kind of a useless spell to grab. Not exactly a Ravage or a Black Hole, but hell, you take whatever you can because you stand the chance of grabbing Morph, and Morph is an amazing skill to grab as Rubik. You get all that agility gone, and it drops you down to 0 armor, which kind of sucks, but you get so much more health, and that's so much more important when you're facing up against a lot of magical burst damage, because armor doesn't mean anything. Top tier 1 on the tower going to be taken down by Mag. That is going to help Dara a little bit in their gold disadvantage. See a little bit of spike there. But other than that, being 7 kills down, that's quite a few kills. And this Invoker going to be going for maxed out Wex, so he's going to be zipping along pretty good. Does have a drum up, so he is close to max movement speed. Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself. Hannah Montana going to be taking a couple missiles from the Tinker. Mag is here as well, and Hannah Montana might know that Mag is here. Knows actually the spiders, so it doesn't really give away the fact that the Broodmother herself is here. But he is sitting at almost 800 HP. Tinker actually teleported away, who does have his boots of travel, so going to get that mobility up, going to start getting the March of Machines, going to be doing the thing that all Tinkers do, is just split push everywhere. He's actually going to be teleporting onto Hannah Montana. Mag is going to be able to take him down. Laser, no. Oh my god, I feel like I'm just like speaking everything backwards today, and it's just fucking awful, but Laser gonna be able to take down that kill. Fisher trying to go for the art style Rubik, and he's gonna wait for him away. No, the Tornado, just too much range with that Max Wex build. He's gonna get cold snapped and EMP'd as well. Feed coming in for a double barrel strike, gonna hold off that kill. Adaptive strike gonna be trying to get him down. So much damage coming after Feed, but Fisher is gonna be the one that's gonna be finishing him off. This is gonna be in the tier 1 on the bottom. Poor Dara. Wow, this cast is just so sloppy. Nah, I'm getting tripped up all over the place. Definitely not my usual self. I blame League of Legends. Not really. I'm just out of practice, I guess. Something I gotta keep on working on. Casting doesn't come easy, guys. You get tripped up in team fights. You stumble over your words, and just unpleasantness for everyone. But anyway. Mag on the top lane, doing the thing that all Broodmothers do, is just chill on the top lane. And that is going to force the Tidehunter to always be there, as we see a pause coming out because of a feed disconnect. I call him feed just because it's easier to actually just read and say. I know his tag or name or whatever is Phonic. But Broodmother is going to be going for that Orchid, which is going to be very useful against the Morphling. It will shut down his ability to waveform away. And that means that the rest of his team is going to have a lot of right-click time. It's also going to be able to shut down the Ravage if you get it properly. Tidehunter is going to go for a... is he going for a mech? No, he's... what the hell? What is happening? My brain just like shut down, guys. My apologies, but... yeah, he is going for a mech. I'm like, does Buckler build into anything else? I didn't know that, but yeah, apparently I'm right. He is going for a mech, so he's going to be the mech holder on his team. You don't really see that from Tidehunter. You usually see the pipe, because the pipe with that magic community makes him a whole lot tankier. But I guess Complexity doesn't actually have a mech holder. They don't really have anyone who is the go-to mech guy. Looks like Rubik is going to be the go-to mech guy from the Dara team, which makes a little bit more sense, being that caster, extra mana kind of dealy. Tidehunter has quite a bit of mana with his arcane boots, so I guess he's going to be fine holding that mech. Let's see what else Complexity has. Nothing on the Leshrac. He's going for the poor build. It's a very standard support Leshrac build where you get nothing. Earthshaker does have his mana boots up, so he could spam out just a little bit more. Invoker with a Sage's Mask for some reason. Sage's Mask, Basilius. Yule Scepter? Probably Yule Scepter. Yule Scepter does give you that extra movement speed, which with the max out Wex build, he'll be able to pretty much have permahaste, which is frickin' awesome. Plus the spells do a lot of damage, but more importantly, the permahaste. Let's see on the Dara team, no Blink Dagger up quite yet on the Sand King. I already went over the Broodmother, going for the Orchid. Tinker with the Boots of Travel Soul Ring, so standard stuff on the Tinker. No, not yet a mech on the Rubik, and Venomancer going for the patented poor build. Actually, patent pending. I don't have it quite past. Oh no, gee, what are you doing? Everyone from the Complexity side can be converging onto him. Wrong place, wrong time, Tinker. 5 heroes now in the mid lane. He did not see that one coming. I'm just going to go defend the mid lane. No, Complexity will not have any of it. And yeah, for that Staff of Wizardry and Sage's Mask, that is going to be a Yule Scepter. His teleport going into the top lane. Mag is going to be dusted up and ravaged as well by the Tidehunter taking Gush. Levitate is going to be bringing the Tidehunter just back a little bit, delaying Jo as well. Burrow Strike going on to Jo. He's taking a lot of damage from Mag, and Waveform from Rubik is actually going to seal the kill. Broodmother is still alive with 200 HP. He's on the run. Art Style is on the run as well. Gush going to be able to take him to a little bit of a slower pace. Going to be able to buy TC a little bit of time to right-click him down, and Earthshaker going to be taking down... Who did Earthshaker kill? Earthshaker killing Sand King. Kind of doing his own thing. I believe he was with IX Mike the Leshrac, so... Splitting up perfectly to get all the kills, and Morphling going to be going for that Shotgun. Shotgun will actually be really effective against Dara. Broodmother is not going for a BKB. Sand King is really soft, and, well, everyone is really soft from the Terrorist team, so the Shotgun... Be able to put some slugs into all the heads of the Dara team, and that's going to be the top tier 1 tower for Complexity. So far, Dara has only taken 1 tower, where Complexity has taken 3, so there's sitting at a pretty substantial gold advantage with the towers, combined with the 9 kills. Complexity is sitting pretty in this game, and Morphling has picked up all his basic early game gear, now going for something a little bit bigger. Venomancer actually picked up a Medallion of Courage. Huh. That does, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd much rather see him get something, you know, survivable, like a magic stick or something. I mean, like, magic stick is pretty much basic on everyone. Medallion Courage will increase the damage of the March of the Machine. No, it will not. When did they change it from physical? So I'm completely wrong. I'm pretty sure at one point it was physical, so that's completely my bad. But will help Plague Wards, and that's about it. It will give them all a little bit more right-click damage, which the Brood Mother will enjoy, but it's not something that they necessarily need right now, I don't feel. But who am I to judge? Tinker pushing out the bot lane, going to be teleporting towards the mid, trying to be getting some free farm there. And Hannah Montana is going to be spotting out Mag spotting out Hannah Montana as well. And Orchid is getting built up. It is ready to be shipped out as soon as the courier gets his lazy ass to the base. Archstyle has picked up his mech, and they're going to smoke up, looking for someone. They're trying to go on Hannah Montana, but unfortunately for them, Fluff and Stuff and IX Mike are both here. Tinker teleporting in. They're looking for someone to initiate upon. They're going to go for Hannah Montana. He's getting levitated. Fisher going off onto Mag. And the Echo Slam going to be dropped down. Do they have their average? Yes, they do. EMP is going to hit a lot of people. Mag going to be running out at very low HP. No, he's going to actually be taken down by the Invoker. Artstyle and G are now on the chase. Jo with that actually gone for Force Staff, so I guess a little bit of mobility coming out from that item as well. Artstyle going to try to teleport out. It looks like he's going to get out. There's nothing. No, Fisher is actually going to cancel that. Lestrak and TC are going to be able to work on him, and G trying to refarm and get his teleportation out, but he's actually stuck in a corner, and Morphling getting a double kill from that engagement. 4-for-0 trade from Complexity. That was a huge mistake on Dara trying to go for that Tidehunter. Tidehunter is way too tanky with, well, that mech, I guess. I'm sure if he had a pipe, it would have been the same situation. No one on Complexity really got low at all, and Dare took a pretty poor angle, and they were outmanned, so they paid for it with 4 deaths in exchange for nothing. And Complexity on the back of that team fight win, they are going to be looking for a tier 2. Looks like Jo has picked up a little bit of Exhort. Going to be able to cast all of his spells, and also going to be able to give Morphling a little bit of attack speed from that Alacrity. Tornado going out just for a scout. The Venomancer with his wards trying to deny a tower, but a Morphling with 79 base agility is going to be able to take down towers pretty well. So Dare, I'm pretty sure Dare is struggling. I don't see them doing that well late games. This Morphling is getting quite a bit of gold. He's only 1,000 some odd away from his shotgun build, and once he gets that, it's going to be a lot of pain coming out onto the Dara team. They needed to have taken towers a little bit earlier, used their Broodmother split push. The Broodmother hasn't even, well, barely touched this top tier 2 tower. And it's something you really need to count on as Broodmother, and actually Jo can be going strong onto Goblin with a Cold Snap. A lot of poison going onto the Invoker as well. EMPs might be able to no, 10 HP going from the Venomancer. Jo doesn't want to chase. He knows that, well, yeah, he doesn't know who is teleporting in. Is Artstyle? No, Artstyle. No levitate, no vision. So Jo actually, Morphling going to be taking out Sankey in the meantime. I completely missed that and got himself stuck again. So this Morphling having a battle with the trees. The trees are actually winning. It's like 2-0 in favor of the trees. Going to be looking towards the bot lane tower. And with that tower, if he manages to get it, that's pretty much going to be his shotgun. And then Dara's going to have to watch out. They do have the Broodmother, so if she gets a BKB up, she could be a pretty potent force for the late game of Dara. But other than that, they're going to need to get a little bit better as far as their engagements go. They have to pick off someone and then take a team fight. Jo now going to go onto G. He is completely out of mana, and Fluff and Stuff is there as well with the stuns. He actually does have a Blink Dagger of his own, so Blink Dagger coming out from the Earthshaker, so he's going to be the initial setup. Going to buy Tidehunter time to waddle his slow ass in, because he can't blink, and then drop down to Ravage. So, as I said before, the team fight from Dara mostly a lot of damage, whereas the team fight from Complexity is both damage and crowd control, and obviously you would want to have that extra benefit for your team, and Complexity is going to feel like they have enough room to take down the Roshan, and I feel like they are completely right in that call. They know where Artstyle is. I'm pretty sure they know where Goblin is. They know where Feed is. So there's no one really on the Dara side to contest this Roshan. And even if they did, well, Tinker's down for another 3 seconds. They wouldn't want to take a 4v5 engagement just for an Aegis, because they would have gotten their faces mopped up again. That is going to be the Aegis and the Ethereal Blade for the Morphling, so we got to keep our eyes on him. He's going to be able to put down a lot of pain. This Tinker has got to watch out. Pretty sure that's a 1-8 kill. He's popped the haste rune, going to be looking for G. G's actually going to be teleporting out just fine. So no kill quite yet for the Morphling, but I'm sure we'll see a little bit of that shotgun-y goodness in just a little bit. And Invoker pulled a fast one on me, by the way, by getting that Force Staff. I guess he's just getting a Sage Mask for a little bit of mana regeneration, which is something that it's helpful on the Invoker. You want to be able to cast all your spells whenever you can, and Invoke makes it a little bit more of an issue dealing with your mana. I guess Sage Mask is all he needs. But usually if you're going to get a Sage Mask, you actually want to build it in something. It's not to say that he's not going to get his Eul Scepter, but if he does, well, I guess it's still fine. With Eul Scepter and Force Staff, he's going to be able to go anywhere on the battlefield, and there's the shotgun. Completely missed that. Tinker getting blasted by the Ethereal Blade combo by the Morphling. Now Complexity going to be just clearing off a couple spiders. Hood is being picked up on Tidehunter, so maybe he's going to stack up the Hood and the Mech. And he does have a Gem of True Sight. The Mag definitely knows about it, and he sees all those Spiderlings going out. Spiderlings are going to spot out both Fluff and IX Mike. So the Broodmother is not going to die here unless she plays extremely stupidly. Jo doing what Wex Invokers do, holding back entire pushes by himself. Invoker is pretty much one of the best counter push heroes. You got the Ice Wall, you got Tornado, EMP, Meteor, Deafening Blast. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But hell, with all those spells, that's a lot to hold back a push. And if the enemy team doesn't have any mana, then they can't really do much. They have 1 Arcane Boots. They should have 2 at least. No, Sand King doesn't even have Arcane Boots, so just 1 set of Arcane Boots is not going to be enough to counter a maxed out Wex. So this Invoker, choosing a pretty good build, going to be shutting down the pushing potential from Darer with the mana burn. And the Darer without mana is not much of a team at all, not much of a threat. Mashrak is going to be going for that BKB, and 3 heroes positioned themselves on the top lane, waiting for Mag to get a little bit silly. They do know where he is right now, but Hannah Montana doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so he can't quite jump in. Earthshaker is going to be the one to do that. TC is here as well. So they're looking for an opportunity to open up onto the Broodmother, but I don't think they're going to find it. Broodmother playing a little bit too smart. But the rest of Complexity stalking their prey, using Hannah Montana as sort of bait, trying to lure Darer into a false sense of security for the rest of the team to jump on them. Looks like that's not actually going to happen, as everyone from Complexity is going to be transitioning to the mid lane. And oh no, gee, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Shotgun, bam! Earthshaker with that fish are going to be able to take the last hit. Going to be able to get himself yet another kill. He's actually quite rich for an Earthshaker. Got a Blink Dagger, Arcane Boots, and a Point Booster 25 minutes into the game. That's pretty good. 619 as well. So just doing the farming heroes build. No big deal. Oh, poor Rubik taking an Anchor Smash and instantly using it out of frustration. 5 heroes on the Complexities team, going to be pushing down this tier 2 tower on the mid lane. Now with that Pipe of Insight down on that Tidehunter, there's really nothing Darer can do about it. If they had Tinker up, they could stall them, but really there's not much. And Sand King does have a TP scroll, but he's busy pushing out the top lane, just using the creeps for the damage. Bot lane tower, I'm sorry. Bot lane tower might go down, but, you know, that's so what. Artstyle is going to get tornadoed and EMP'd. Earthshaker blinks in, bam! Oh my god, so much damage, and Rubik was all alone, so he didn't have any support. Goblin now looking to make something happen, but he's going to get, like, half shotgunned. Orange is going to be teleporting in as well. No, he's actually going to cancel that teleportation scroll. He's going to stay in the bot lane. Means he's going to have to trek back. Actually, no, the teleportation scroll is still up, so March of the Machines now up from the Tinker, and that's what they need to do. They have to hold off on this push, but with 19 kills behind and towers behind, and Feed getting completely obliterated by Jo, Fluff and stuff is going to be able to teleport in to help out. He does have Blink Dagger, and Feed going to be blocked off and stuck in a corner where it's not, just definitely not where you want to be as a Sand King who is severely underleveled. Yeah, it's a very ugly position, being stuck between a rock and an invoked place. That was awful, I apologize. TC now sitting at quite a bit of money. You can go for pretty much anything. You can go for a Liquid Sphere Manta. He could go for a Divine Rapier, which would be frickin' awesome, but I don't think he's going to be doing that. So Dara really needing to get those towers, and this tower could even be denied if Complexity even want to bother doing that. Jo force staffing himself in to get Tornado on G. Deafening Blast as well. Hannah Montana is in the wings with a Gush. Is going to be able to seal this kill. G going to be lasering Jo, but with IX Mike blocking out the passageway and Edict. The Tinker is going to go down once again. 3 for 6 on the Tinker. This Tinker just isn't working out for Dara. Not being slippery enough. Wherever he goes, the entirety of Complexity follows. And I think a large part of that is going to be attributed to this Wex build Invoker, who, well, as soon as you see a teleport, you just book it, and then you get there, and then you kill the Tinker. Easy as that. Broodmother does have a BKB, so Dara can try to survive in the team fights, but they have yet to take a team fight. Their skirmish in the mid lane was just Rubik getting picked off, and then Venomancer getting picked off, and then everyone else having to fall back because, well, they lost Rubik and Venomancer. They really just need to try a 5-on-5 rumble, but even if they do, you have that Tidehunter ultimate, who now has the team support aura burst items, and the Earthshaker with a Blink Dagger. So either way, Dara is not going to be able to take a fight. They need to just keep Complexity off guard with their split pushing. It's kind of what they're trying to do, but the creeps right now not working in favor of them. Tinker could deal with this problem on his own. Goblin actually feels a little bit threatened by the mid lane, as well he should. Tornado coming in there, and you don't want to be where the tornadoes are. Going to be forced to well, I guess that's partially why you got the Medallion of Courage, to help farm the golems, but it's not really that a great deal. Complexity all smoked up, going to be looking for someone if he can take a Deafening Blast. He's going to get smoked up as well, and EMP as well. 0 mana for that Sand King, going to be using his magic sticks, charges to try to get out of there, but it's not going to be enough, and I think I said as well enough times in that sentence. I got to make sure that when I'm speaking, I don't constantly say the same fucking phrases, because I hate it when people do that. And I have to make sure I don't do that, because that would be hypocritical of me. And I am not a hypocrite. Anyway, the Earthshaker going to be going for the Aghanim Scepter, so even more team fight coming out from Complexity. And really, all of Dara is just getting picked off. Like, Tinker constantly getting picked off, Sand King constantly getting picked off, 0-10-7. And Complexity now teleporting to the bot lane. They know that Tinker does want to return here. He just teleported back for a little bit of mana. Most likely going to be returning to that bot lane because that's where he's going to feel the safest, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He sees no one in the bot lane, and he's going to try to get some marches. He's going to try to rearm teleport out, but there goes this tornado coming out from Jo. EMP to follow up, and where's the Fisher? Fisher not needed. The Hex going on to G, actually, so, well, there you go, Earthshaker. You're not supposed to steal those kills, but he took it nonetheless. Going to be able to put him a little bit more towards his Aghanim Scepter. And there was Hex done on the Invoker in case you missed it. And that's what I'm talking about. Everyone from Dara is just playing... I don't know. I don't want to say they're playing like pubs, but they are playing... Well, that's... What the hell? Okay, so we have illusions of Tidehunter everywhere. Replicate being stealed up by our side once again, but... Dara not really playing and grouping up as a team. They're kind of all doing their own thing, and Complexity is punishing them for it. You saw that Complexity got a perfect read on that Tinker. They had people positioned up top, so you can't teleport to that. They had a tower on the mid lane, and creeps spawned, and creeps were fighting in a very bad place for a Tinker to teleport. And then, well, this looks appealing for a Tinker, and Complexity identified that, and they were able to get there and just set up a complete trap for the Tinker. And Tinker, unfortunately, no one to warn him that that was in fact a trap. Walked straight into it and paid for it with his life. He does have a Force Staff, so he's going to be able to survive just a little bit longer when he gets jumped like that, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. TC picked up a Manta style, so a lot of damage coming out from this Morphling. A lot of survivability as well. Oh no, Tinker, not again. Tornado going to be coming out, bringing him up into the air. EMP to follow, and Invoker this time going to get the kill. IX Mike, Hannah Montana, you don't even need to be here. What are you doing here? You're wasting your time. Fluffing stuff, and Jo got this under control. Tinker just getting picked off every minute, it seems. Every time it respawns, goes to a lane, gets jumped, and gets killed. Complexity with the Roshan timer. TC is going to be able to replicate back, and Roshan is going to respawn, and without that Tinker, there's no way Dara can take that fight. They need the burst damage coming out from Tinker. They need the March in the Machines hitting everyone. and without that, they just get ravaged. They get echo slammed. Invoker does his EMP thing, and if he manages to catch anyone on the Darius side with the EMP, well, they're pretty much screwed. Especially Sand King and Venomancer, sitting at very, very low levels of mana, and this Roshan is going to be brought down so extremely quickly. Big, beefy Morphling with Alacrity, as well as the Edict, as well as Invoker right clicks, which are not to be underestimated, now putting points into the Exhort. Oh no. Feed, Sunstrike, Fisher, and he's stuck in a corner. These trees are just winning the game right now. Morphling going to be waveforming in, going to be doing half of his shotgun build. That's all he needs to do for a half-dead Sand King, and this is going to mean a push on the bot lane. Dara doing what they can do, trying to force some TPs back onto the top lane with the Broodmother, who is packing crit, so she's doing some pretty good damage. 92 plus 97, not bad at all, but 238 on the Morphling. Morphling doesn't give a shit about that Broodmother, because Broodmother simply can't kill that Morphling. Goblin has set up a couple of wards, but it's not a big deal. Complexity is going to walk right in, and EMP going to be draining all of the Venomancer's mana, and that means he's going to have to go back and heal up. Rubik is low on mana as well. Only a couple of mana casts of spells going to be coming out for him. In the meantime, Mag has pushed out the top lane, and he might be able to keep going. All of Complexity has smoked up, trying to lure Dara into another trap, but lots of spiders coming out on the top lane, and someone from Complexity has to teleport up there. It is going to be the Invoker, so he's going to be able to burst those down extremely quickly with the Meteor, Deafening Blast, money everywhere for the Invoker. The rest of his team is still on the bot lane trying to catch someone, and oh no, it's God. God, don't do it. Oh, shotgun build. Not quite enough because he missed with that waveform, but Hannah Montana is still here. There goes a pipe. Force Staff into Ravage, going to be able to bring down that Tinker. Arstyle taking right clicks from the Morphling. Burrow Strike going to be able to stun TC and IX Mike, and the Sand King is actually going to blink out right before the waveform hits, so good play by the Sand King, trying to save the life of his buddies, but unfortunately it was a little bit too late. Goblin getting fissured up, but there's no engagement going to be happening as Complexity just content. Oh, and actually, no, I completely changed my mind. Morphling just waveforming in, being able to annihilate that Venomancer, and Feed going to Burrow Strike and blink out. Tried to get his Epicenter off. I didn't see him. I don't think Sand King has had a really good Epicenter this whole game, but he just got his Blink Dagger because he kept on getting picked off. So Complexity just completely dismantling Dara in a smooth, unrelenting fashion. There's the GG call from Goblin. Everyone's going to start to leave the game, so Complexity played their game pretty much flawlessly. They found every single hero when they were vulnerable. Tinker, Sand King, constantly getting picked off, and that set Dara back like 30 seconds every time they did it, and they died like every minute, so not a lot of time for Dara to really group up and try to push towers or anything. As you see, Tier 1 on the mid lane still alive, Tier 1 on the bot lane, well, barely alive, but still alive nonetheless. Their pushing strategy didn't work out. Broodmother didn't take that Tier 2 until extremely late in the game, like, what, 30 minutes out of a 35-minute game. So, unfortunately for Dara, their pushing strategy did not work out, and the hell, Earthshaker, what you doing? But, the Complexity team with that Wex Invoker are going to be able to take this series. This was actually the last game. I casted games 2 and 3, so spoilers. But this is going to mean Complexity is going to advance into the winner's bracket. Actually, they're going to advance through the winner's bracket, so going to be able to move up one rank there. And Dara, I believe, going to be dropped down towards the loser's bracket. I don't think they know who they're going to be fighting up against in the loser's bracket, but because those games haven't been played yet. But anyway, that is going to be game, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been Dara vs Complexity from the winner bracket of the defense. As always, comments, criticism, all of that jazz. This cast was actually kind of weak, I know. Not on my game, I suppose, but I'll be trying to get more FP VODs of me playing, which I know I've had a couple of requests for that, so try to get those out to you. And I do have the League videos up, so if you are a League of Legends player, then hope you enjoy those, hope they're informative, hope you're learning something. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. GG.